and what was interesting was about 2 weeks later, it was a different unit assistant with me. We're at the top of, we go down to Campbell's Point, and as we're going to go break the guard, there's this guy sprawled out in the sand. It's obviously he's incapacitated. And so, you know, we try to shake him, and there's 4 or 5 guys with him, and they're Hispanic, if I remember, and the guy was white. And they all look like they're from Riverside, that type of dress, and, you know, the big boots and the whole thing. And, you know, he's completely gooned. I mean, he's just, you know, a babbling idiot. And so I realized we can't leave him there like that. So we put him on the stretcher, put him on the back of the Jeep. We drive up to the top of Camels, and, you know, I've called for an ambulance and called for a sheriff's unit. So his buddies, they walk up the hill, and so they're standing there around the Jeep, you know, and this guy he's comatose basically, and but you can tell something's off, you know, and pretty quick thereafter, this sheriff's unit pulls in black and white, and we were used to really interacting with those guys up there all the time because there was something always going on. Mm-hmm. He pulls in and hops out, and I tell him what's going on. So he gets the guy's ID and he runs him, and it takes about 7, 8 minutes, 10 minutes, and the outside speaker's on, and the dispatcher for Laguna PD comes on and says, "No wants, no warrants, you're 961 X-ray." Well, if you know radio code, 961 X-ray is a felony hot wanted suspect. You know, it's not just a guy who's, you know, taking too many drugs. So this is a bad dude. And of course she's telling no wants, no warrants because she knows that he's with us, and he knows he's told her when he ran the information that there's 4 or 5 little compadres with him. So this situation is getting dangerous, you know, more dangerous by the minute. And so after, and she tells us that Station 55 is 1049, which means Laguna, not Station 55, excuse me, Station 45, Laguna PD is 1049, which means en route. So, but, you know, unless you know radio code, there's no way these guys know this. So we're just all cool, and so pretty soon the 4 or 5 guys start to kind of matriculate around, and the one guy gets behind the deputy, and he's just reaching for the deputy's weapon. At which point in time the deputy he realized what was going on. He put his hand on the weapon, and I remember he turned to him and he said, "Anthony, you don't want to do that." You know, and right about then we could hear this siren way in the distance, and within about 3 minutes or so, maybe less, this Laguna PD car pulls into Campbell's Point, and it's the guy that we'd helped 2 weeks before.
Oh wow!
You know, so I mean, you know, you never know, right? And
karma.
So then the situation calmed right down, and I still remember the guy's name because it was such an unusual name. The guy that was the hot and wanted suspect, he had something like $500,000 or $600,000 of bail bonds that he jumped on.
Oh.
So in the back then, that'd be like
lot.
$2 or $3 million now.
Yeah.
You know, so he was a bad guy.